Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. Only 2 days until Christmas. Good morning. I am so glad that you have chosen to spend your time with me. My name is Carol White, and this is this week's edition of When Life Needs a Detox, my life with multiple sclerosis. You guys have to forgive me. I'm slurring a little bit because I have to have rubber bands on my braces now. So I'm trying to do what the doctor tells me, but it's a little difficult and I have to speak slower because you'll never understand me if I don't. Guys, I am feeling good today. I've got a few aches, a few pains, but guess what? Overall, today is a lovely day. Like I said, it's 2 days before Christmas. What? My favorite holiday of the year. Now, last week we talked about getting through the holidays. Well, there's more to that. So, this week's topic is Getting Through the Holidays, the MS Survival Guide, Part 2. The Christmas season, you all, is now in full swing, and you're gearing up for more outings, parties, and events. Now, as I said last week, we covered survival tips concerning venues and clothing. This week, I want to give you a few survival tips on diet and stress. Let's start with holiday food. Now, I have told you all many times, I am a foodie. Good food just makes me happy. And Christmas is filled with more MS food pitfalls than I can count. From Toll House cookies to eggnog, to cakes to eggnog, from turkey, ham, prime rib roast to eggnog. You know what? Yeah, I see the pattern developing too. I'm an eggnog girl. Now, if the MS fighter isn't careful, they could overload on an abundance of the wrong things in a very short period of time. I remember a saying that I overheard someone say: when it comes to food, we are either fighting or feeding our disease. Truest statement has never been uttered. MS fighters have to be incredibly careful of consuming foods that can cause inflammation. But if we're being honest, there are going to be times when you want to indulge. So even though complex carbohydrates, red meat, dairy, and processed foods are restricted from the MS diet, use your willpower and common sense. During the holiday festivities, consume these foods on a minimal basis so that you don't do yourself harm later. Let's talk about some alcohol. Now, as to the consumption of alcohol, not only will this cause you undue inflammation, for those MS fighters on muscle relaxants or any other medication that causes drowsiness or specifically states not to take with alcohol, be smart and don't drink. And I'll tell you something. It's been my personal experience that it's more fun to give the commentary of the events that occurred as opposed to being the topic of the commentary. I'm just saying. Stress. Holidays bring on stress. If you're planning an event or whether you're planning to go to an event, you have stress. People and crowd situations are always going to cause stress. Be it crowd density, the probing questions concerning your MS, or just the impropriety of people in general. You have to be prepared to deal with not only those bringing you stress, but your responses to the situations. Let's say you're giving an event. Let's be honest. Standing in with MS fighters, I'm just going to say for myself personally, I have drop foot and I have my MS affecting my right side. For me to say I'm going to plan an event is ludicrous. It makes no sense. I can barely get through making dinner for my husband. I'm going to try and cook for 8 to 10 people or better? Absolutely not. No. So that's not something I'm going to do. I'm relieving the stress as of right now. Christmas dinner for me and my husband to relieve my stress is Chinese food. That's how I've relieved my stress. So if you're an MS fighter, you want to plan an event and where cooking is involved, know your limitations. Ask for help when you need it. Or just tell everybody it's a potluck. That's a great idea too. Have a potluck. You make what you like, have everybody else bring what they like, make sure they can cook. But you've already relieved your stress. You provided a dish in the venue. They're going to provide the rest of the dishes. And if you got really good friends, they will clean your house. It'll be spick and span so you don't have to do anything else. That's how you handle an event in your home. Now, let's say you're going out to somebody else's home. If they're having a potluck, bring your dish. But there are certain things you're going to have to navigate and juxtaposition to make sure you have a stress-free time. First and foremost, the bathrooms. Wherever you go, make your first task locating the bathrooms and their distance from where you're seated. Y'all think this is important. Don't laugh. This is important. Because if you have bladder and bowel issues, you need to be as close as possible. Or if you can't be close, you have to determine how much time it takes you to get from where you're seated to where the bathroom is. It's going to help you to create the timeline for you to get from your seat to the facilities without having an embarrassing incident. Just once you get to the venue, scope out where the bathrooms are, go to your seat, and then I mean this, take a trial run from where you're seated to where the bathroom is. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier because you know how much time you have and how much time you cannot waste. Inconsiderate people. Now, y'all, I have to admit that since my MS, I really have not run into a great deal of inconsiderate people. You know, most people are very patient and helpful. The only time I have run into inconsiderate people is in the bathroom. Yes, they're the ones who take over the handicap stall. Now, if I got to go, now I'm just going to say, when I got to go, I got to go. So when this happens and I have to go for real, I park my walker outside of a regular stall and I handle the business I have to handle. But now you have to be prepared for this. And I didn't realize this the first time I did it. The toilets in the regular stalls are significantly lower than the ones in the handicap stall. So you have to gauge how far down you're going to go. I mean, because if you make a mistake, you're going to plop down. It happens because you're used to a certain height. So you're going to go lower, and you're really going to have to use those leg muscles to get back up. People and their probing questions. Now, people, being the inquisitive creatures they are, may ask you questions about your MS. They will. And a lot of times, they're going to be some inappropriate questions asked concerning your MS. Now, the one thing you cannot do is get offended and lose your temper. Resolve to answer the questions you choose to answer and deflect the questions you choose not to answer. Make your holiday experience the way you want it to look. Assistance and help. Now, I'm just going to say this. I have problems with assistance and help because I've always been independent. So asking for help makes me feel less than. And I'm seeing something in the corner. Hold on. Oh, my husband put a bag here like he's not supposed to. I've told him about this. Sorry, y'all. I can't stand that. Now, here's the thing. And you're going to have to get this in your mind. The fact that you use a mobility assistance apparatus does not necessarily mean that you need assistance at every turn. That's your level of independence. But all of us can use a helping hand from time to time. Now, keep that in mind. If you are offered help fixing your plate because someone has decided it makes more sense logistically to just have you sit there and your food is brought to you, take a deep breath, exhale, and say, "Thank you. That is so kind of you." But I also want you to make sure that whoever this person is, you trust them with your food now. Y'all know how it is. You can't trust everybody with your food. Now, that's just precautionary, and it makes sense. It's common sense. Now, if you need assistance getting up from, let's say, an oversized sofa that they planted you in because they wanted you to be comfortable, but it's so soft you really can't get your feet under you the way you know what I mean, so you can get yourself up, instruct the person who wants to help you on how to safely get you out of the chair, because not everybody knows how to assist a person to get to standing from a seated position. There's actually a technique that needs to be used. And some people just want to grab your hands and say, "Okay, come on." It's going to hurt their back, and it's really not going to do you any good if you go falling back down either. Now, if you don't need help, say so. We all know how to be polite. "Oh, thank you so much, but I got this. I got this." Now, they may still try to give you assistance, but you let them know that you're okay. And that's all they want to do. They want to help you have a good experience. So help them help you have a good experience. And the general reaction to your ability to help yourself is going to be admiration from all those around you. Now, guys, this is it for me for today. It is the 23rd of December. There are last minute details that I'm going to have to figure out. So I am going to end this for today. My darlings, please enjoy your holidays safely, and let's get to the new year together, and let's get there happy, healthy, and in one piece. So ends this week's edition of When Life Needs a Detox, my life with multiple sclerosis. I love you all to the moon and back, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas.